now we're stopping at our first Harley-Davidson. I've never been to this one, Chi-Town, because that little feeling I have every year when I think, I should go to the coast. We're going to listen to that this year. Santa Monica, here we come. And that was the beginning of a journey that still seems surreal to me today. My friend Kurt and I had been talking for some time about riding Route 66 from beginning to end, the beginning being in Chicago, the end being at Santa Monica. It's debatable where exactly. Because Santa Monica has a sign at the end of the Santa Monica Pier saying the end of Route 66, and there's also a diner, I think it's called Mel's, that we went to as well, that is the original end, I think, or something like that. Anyway, this is not the beginning of the story, because we were already in Chi-Town, and we had to get from Rochester, Minnesota down to Chicago, so we stayed overnight in Madison. Now, this will be a multi-part series because there's just too much to cover in one episode, but ultimately our plan was to start in Chicago, make our way towards Missouri, St. Louis, to be exact, then on to Oklahoma, into Texas, Santa Fe, New Mexico, up into California. And then on our way back, loop back through Nevada and Nebraska, Colorado, in no particular order. I'm sorry, I'm doing this from the top of my head. And back up into Iowa and into Minnesota. So all told, the trip was slated to be around 5,000 miles, and we had about 12 days to do it. Now I'm going to offer just a little bit of spoilers. For the first episode, this episode, I won't show any actual footage of the bike. This was because there was so little time to stop and take video footage that the majority of it is either on our stops talking to people that we met or like an afterthought at the end of the day. There were scenes on our way back in Utah that moved me so much that I couldn't help but pull out a camera and capture it when I'm riding. So when I get to the part of the video where we're riding back through Utah, you will see some video footage while I'm riding. That said, I still hope that there's plenty of interesting things to look at with all the episodes that will cover the Route 66 trip. And coming up in another week or so, I'll be heading out to Sturgis for Bike Week for the first time. We'll capture some of that as well. So it is day one, and we have made it, well, half day one, half day. Day one, half day. Made it to Prairie, and it was a nice ride, actually. Kurt had it right. He said he was glad we left today because we wouldn't be sleeping tonight, and I tend to agree. It was good to get some miles on before a longer day tomorrow. Tomorrow we travel from near Madison through Milwaukee, down through Chicago, over to St. Louis. I think that's like 500 or 600 miles total, isn't it? Something like that. So this is the beginning of the Mother Road trip, and more to come. Oh, by the way, we stumbled upon Gus's Diner in Prairie. It was kind of a fun place. It had some seafood, and I have a feeling we're going to be running into some really wonderful things. Not only sights, but good eats. So, pretty beat. That's it for now. We're at the Harley-Davidson Museum in Milwaukee, one of our first stops. And I was joking earlier last night that this is the Holy Land because it's the territory of the Green Bay Packers, but it's also the place where it all started. And home of Harley-Davidson. Nice gal just let us park in the museum lot. We're here a little bit before things open up. And the plan today is to go from Well, we started in Madison. We've already rolled maybe about 80 miles, I think. And we're going to head into Chicago and over to St. Louis. So it should be a good day. Pound out a good amount of miles and see some pretty things. You know, I'm from the Midwest and I grew up with the scenes that are around us, but even that said, in the summertime, really honestly, with all the green and going through hills and even just coming into a big city like Milwaukee and seeing a bunch of new things or some old things like Miller Park, I get excited. It just makes me giddy to see these things. So the original setup was basically a shed like this. It's pretty insane to think that they did everything and started the company out of a building this big. Truth be told, I've got one that's probably about this size in my yard that I just kind of use for radio, and actually one of my yard's bigger. This says it's 10 foot by 15. It is pretty cool though. It's kind of fun to watch everybody come into work. Saw this and wondered if we were going to get a sneak preview at the new Sportster, but it's not. We're just sort of admiring the color, and I didn't like this front end on the Fat Bob when it was first released, but it's kind of growing on me. Looks like, I don't know if you'll be able to see this on film. Nice little spider web. Somebody made a home here. You want to tell the channel what you think of the new Sportster?
Really?
Yeah, tell us your honest, unfiltered truths about the Sporty.
Looks like a V-Rod humped a Fat Bob.
Exterminate. That's kind of a weird design choice. Oh look, what are those? Are those derbies?
Those are rivets. You buy it. It's like $500 to put your name on there and then put them on around here.
Oh, that's kind of cool. I didn't know they did that. It does bring up a good point about the Sporty. I'd heard it on other channels. You know, they built the thing like a scrambler and used the high pipes and then put forward controls on it, which is kind of a interesting design choice. I did watch the intro and they said this was going to be the first of many new Sportsters to come out. So hopefully, I guess today you got to pay $750 in order to get the mid controls. So hopefully that becomes an option out in the future. Downtown Chicago, looking at the Art Institute. Bob, do you remember when we were supposed to go there, and we did for a little while, and then actually went off to Navy Pier to play BattleTech? Those were the days. And there's Kurt. So
Trying to grab the sign.
So there's a reason why we're here. Every year since I bought the first bike, I go out to Devil's Tower, see a sign for Seattle, and think to myself, is this the year that I say the heck with it and I pound for the coast? Well, those years weren't. This year it is. So we're on our way to Santa Monica.
We don't need no sleep because I'm
Oh, you know it's on now, Jim. Racing fuel. And not only that, but Jake and Elwood and another. Oh, you know we're in for trouble. Okay, now go.
Route 66, the launching pad. We're launching from here.
All right, and I couldn't wait. I had to have a bite. Had to stop here, huh?
Yeah, I was getting warm.
So, sorry for that shock.
Oh, so,
Ooh, there's Brad.
I heard you. Your brakes work.
So I'm sorry, what's your name?
Tracy.
Tracy, what can you tell us about your roadside attraction?
Well, we're in Dwight, Illinois, at the longest running gas station on Route 66. We were open for gas for 66 years. The last gas was pumped in 1999, and then the owner donated it to the village of Dwight, and it was restored and put on the historical site in 2002, I believe, and it's manned by volunteers from May 1st through October.
Awesome. Well, thank you for telling us about it. We certainly had to stop. It's a neat place. Pretty cool old truck, a Ford. A Model T, in fact. Old service station, very cool. Last true gas pumps used. We took a slight detour over to Lincoln's house, and I thought it was important to see that part of history. I just did a talk for masonry actually on Lincoln, and so it's good to see his house. Springfield, Illinois. And corn dogs is what for dinner over at Cozy Dog in Springfield, Illinois. Making progress. The route takes a little longer than I don't know that we anticipated, but it's there's certainly lots to see. It's kind of like riding through Waldrug on a motorcycle.
It's 2,500 miles of Waldrug.
You got it. That's what it's like. Hoping to bring you, Amanda, and the kids out here, maybe in the RV. You're good. Could be. Those look like pretty mighty corn dogs. Surprise. I don't know. Here. The Cozy Dog story. Alright, give us the synopsis of the Cozy Dog story.
They're delicious.
Oh, okay. No history there?
That's a short story. Some army dude thought, oh, there's your poster.
A little bit of mustard in that hot dog.
They did it for the benefit of cooking easily.
Oh, okay.
So you could just turn the stick. It wasn't
That's what we saw on the first day and a half of our trip. Stay tuned. There's more, a lot more to come. And in the meantime, my friends, remember what I tell you every time. See the beautiful things that are around you every day.